brush and rubber with it. I don't know how my man is involved in it. And with these scoots, you can craft dog armor using this recipe. Similar to real life, you can now dress up your poodle however you like. But of course in game, your dog actually gets some protection from, well, I don't know, maybe they are safe. I'm not gonna mess with this guy. You can combine dog armor with any dye to give your dogs all sorts of drip. And now we just need dog chains, dog watches, dog shoes. But this isn't the only update that dogs receive, because you can now find different breeds of dogs depending on what biome you're in. You can get a rusty wolf in the jungle, a striped wolf in the badlands, snowy wolf in the grove biome, the ashen wolf in the snowy taiga, the woods wolf in the forest, a chestnut wolf in the old-growth spruce taiga, and don't confuse that with the old-growth pine taiga that has a black wolf. And finally, we have the spotted wolf in the savannah, which kind of looks like all of the wolves mixed together. Kind of like how the new mob, the Breeze, looks like the Blaze, because I think they're related or something. I don't know. They both drop rods when you kill them. But do you want to see something really stupid? Why aren't they both the same model in your hands? Anyways, the Breeze attacks you with some wind stuff, kind of like the big bad wolf, and they are found in the trial chambers, you know, the structure from before. And if you put the Breeze rod into a crafting slot, you can get these wind charges, which allow you to do these really cool rocket jumps. Yay. Another thing you can do with the Breeze Rod is combine it with a heavy core, and when you do that, you get a mace. Not to be confused with the stuff you spray, the mace is the newest weapon in Minecraft. And at 7 attack damage, swinging as fast as a sword, this weapon is basically just a diamond sword. That is, until you find out that the mace does more damage if you fall and then hit something with it. You've probably seen people one-shotting the warden with it, but if you haven't, here you go. Yeah, basically this thing is kind of insane, but it doesn't stop there, because you can also enchant your mace to make it even more powerful. The enchants are Reach, which has something to do with armor. I honestly don't even know what it does. Wind Burst, which gives the effect of a wind charge every time you hit something, which is actually pretty funny when you realize that you can fly with it. And finally we have Density, which makes the mace do even more damage when you're falling. Now I can just jump off the diving board to drop the warden. I don't even have to go up that far. But as I said before, the mace is made using a heavy core, and you've probably never heard of this retextured head block that unfortunately you can't actually wear on your head. And that is because the heavy core is found in the new trial vaults in the trial chambers. These vaults work pretty simply. First, you need to complete a trial by walking up to one of the trial spawners and getting it to spawn some mobs. The spawner will spawn a few waves of mobs before finally gifting you an item which has a chance of being this trial key. Once we have the trial key, we gotta find one of these things, which is the trial vault. And then you right click it with the trial key to do even more gambling until we eventually get a heavy core. Guys, we're gonna get the heavy core eventually. Never give up. Something else you can get from these is the brand new Bad Omen potion. Not exactly what I was expecting to get out of the vending machine, but basically how this potion works is it replaces the Bad Omen that you used to get from killing a pillager with a flag. Now you actually have to consent to getting Bad Omen first by drinking the potion. Once you drink the Omen potion, you can start a raid like usual, or you can visit the trial chambers and start an ominous trial. From what I can tell, the ominous trial is a little bit more difficult than the regular trial. And when you complete an ominous trial, there's a chance of getting an ominous trial key, which can just open the ominous vaults, which look like the other vaults, but just more scary. Drinking a potion with eyes is definitely a little weird, but fortunately there's a few potions being added that are a little bit less weird. The first potion is a wind charge potion, which you would think is made with a wind charge because of the name, but no, you gotta use the whole Breeze Rod to make a batch of these potions. And when a player or mob is affected with wind charging, it will just give off one of these wind charge effects when it does. Similarly, the losing potion, which is made with a cobweb, causes an entity to drop a few tablets. The losing potion is worth using an entire slime block, but if used properly, you can actually spin slime blocks and make slime blocks, as entities will spawn slimes after they die if they are affected with losing. Unfortunately, this potion effect doesn't work with slimes, so you can't get an infinite slime fish going. The last potion is brewed with a stone block, which makes no sense how they're even doing it. I mean, how are they brewing a whole stone block? And this potion is the infested potion. This potion should actually be renamed the Alien potion, because it gives a 5% chance of spawning a silverfish when taking damage, which obviously doesn't sound that bad until you get hit with the infested potion yourself. I guess now it's the silverfish man. Speaking of new stuff in 1.21, there's a few new things that you can only get from trial.
And into the cellar you
have the new armor trims. This is the bolt armor trim, and this is the full armor trim. It's based on the wind guy, I guess, but it actually looks pretty cool, unlike some other trims. There's the flow, guster, and spray armor shards, which can be found on spots around the trial chambers as well. And finally, the vault can give you a flow or guster salamander pattern if you're interested in those. Going back to the trial chambers, there are actually a lot of new blocks being added which are used in the making of this structure. Starting off, we have the most obvious one, which is these tough bricks that are basically all over the structure. Tough bricks are crafted by using 4 tough to make polished tough, which then can be used to create tough bricks with the same recipe. There are also these chiseled tough bricks found in the structure which seem to give it a little more detail, and there's just regular chiseled tough that is mixed in with the other new blocks as well. Each one of these tough variants, including regular tough, also comes with new stairs, slabs, and walls. And overall, I think it's really cool that they actually made the tough block have a use, as it was just some random block that you find at Thieves Slate level before. But tough isn't the only block that got a bunch of new variants, as there will be a lot of new copper-based blocks in 1.21 as well. Starting with this block that is seen all over the new trial chamber structure, which is called the copper grate. The copper grate is unlike any other Minecraft block we've seen before, as it's sort of like a full block fence. Another unique copper block that is being added is the copper bulb, which sort of works like a redstone lamp, but it's a little more advanced, as it emits different light levels based on how oxidized the copper is. The copper bulb requires redstone to activate it if it isn't naturally spawning, and if it starts becoming oxidized, you can right-click it with an axe to unoxidize it, which I'm pretty sure isn't a new feature, but I never knew it existed, so I'm putting it in here. There's also a new block called chiseled copper, which features this X pattern on it that looks super cool, and there are copper doors and trapdoors being added as well, which are the second type of metal doors to be in the game. The difference between iron doors and copper doors, though, is that you don't need redstone to open them. You can just right-click them like any other wooden door instead. There also seems to be a handle-looking thing that kind of looks like a key slot, and I think it would be cool if they made it so you can lock these doors with a new trial tools. If you play Minecraft, you probably know what a crafting table is, and if you don't, then I don't really know what you've been doing. But now you won't even have to use crafting tables anymore, because there's a new auto crafter coming in Minecraft 1.21. You need these items to craft the auto crafter, and once you've crafted this thing, you can right-click it and place items inside it, similar to a regular crafting table. The only difference is that you also have to use redstone in order to complete the craft. You can't just take it out like a crafting table. The crafter only crafts one item at a time, meaning you have to spam it to get your items out, but this shouldn't be a problem if you're using it in some kind of redstone machine and not just pressing a button like this. Unfortunately, this is the only redstone I know how to do, so I will be using the crafter. Another thing you can do is toggle the slots on and off, making it possible to automate recipes that don't take up the entire crafting area, and obviously you can use hoppers and droppers to fill this thing, because if you couldn't, it would kind of useless. Another thing you can use hoppers and droppers to fill is the decorated pots that were actually added in 1.20, but now have a few new features being added. To start, you can right-click decorated pots to fill them with a single stack of items, which wasn't possible in the previous update. The only problem with storing your items in a pot is that you can't get them out without breaking the pot, so they really have more map-making use as they can be used to hide items. You can also now shoot decorated pots to break them, and this not only works with arrows, but this also works with any projectile, including projectiles that are shot by bombs. Unfortunately, the breeze can't break them, so you can stack decorated pots up to 64, which wasn't a thing before. You used to just have to have a full inventory of them, and overall, I think these changes are pretty cool. It's definitely a lot better than how the decorated pots were before. Another mob-related change that is coming to Minecraft 1.21 involves bats. The mob that has been in the game for years has actually gotten a new texture added to it, similar to the vex changes that we saw in the last update. The bat also has a new flying animation, which looks a lot cooler than the old bats, and it can also hang underneath blocks, although I'm not sure if this is a new feature. It might have been in the game before. Overall, I think these bats look pretty cool, and I hope they continue updating old mobs in the future, because some of them could really use an upgrade. You probably heard this noise when an Enderman teleports away from you, but in the new update, this noise is going to have another use, because now when you throw an ender pearl and it lands, you will hear this noise as well. This means the days of silently ender pearling on people are unfortunately over. The /tick command is a new command that can be used to manipulate the speed of the game, and if you type /tick rate and then a speed, you can actually speed up or slow down Minecraft without the use of an external program like you had to before. And you are also able to just completely freeze the game if you do /tick freeze, which can be kind of cool. I mean, look at this red tab. Another thing you can do is /tick sprint and then a time, which will make the game go super fast until the chosen time is up. And this is definitely one of my favorite things you can do with this command, as it can help a lot with making time lapses. There is a new cherry blossom biome coming from Minecraft, and what comes with it? Pink wood. Now, personally, I would never make a pink house. That seems kind of sus. I didn't put that. I don't know who did that. That's Photoshop. I got that. Pretty much every imaginable wood thing can be made out of cherry wood now, including a boat. And the boat actually looks kind of good. I'm not even gonna hate this time. This biome also adds cherry leaves, and these so probably yeah. Overall, I think this biome is pretty cool, and all it's really missing is some white water. Wait, why did that noise play? Now, Inkwood is obviously crazy, but it's nothing compared to some of the next features. Currently, there are 5 mob heads in the game, but there is actually a 6th one coming in 1.20. In the 1.20, snapshots of Pigweb head has been added to the game. Now, I'm not sure how you obtain one of these things. I hope you don't have to kill a Pigweb for one, because that seems kind of unethical, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You would think these Pigweb heads would allow you to blend in, but you still end up getting a 5-star wanted level, and I don't even blame them. I would be upset as well if someone walked in wearing my head. That isn't the only change related to mob heads that we will be seeing though, and this next one is actually pretty cool. If you are familiar with how no blocks work, then you are not like me. Basically, different blocks underneath equals different sounds. That's the simple way to put it. But now you can actually put a mob head on top of a no block, and it will make a sound that the mob will make like this. Every head obtainable in survival is able to do this, and there's even a player head sound. I'm just kidding, I just wanted to do that, I don't know why. One of the biggest features in this update is the new archaeology feature, and in order to do the archaeology, you need to use a brush on some suspicious sand. You can't actually get anything from it unless you find it naturally, and suspicious sand is only found in desert wells and desert pyramids. Depending on the structure though, you can find some pretty crazy loot. In desert pyramids, you can find a pottery shard, TNT, gunpowder, emeralds, and even diamonds. And in a desert well, you can also find pottery shards and emeralds, but you can also find a brick, sticks, or suspicious stew. Unfortunately, you can't find any dinosaur bones in either of these. Something you can find in both of them though is a sniffer egg, but more on that later. There are 4 different pottery shards you can find, and if you do find pottery shards, it can be used to craft
eating lunch is ready.
But wait, what is a decorated pot? That's what I said when I read this. I don't even know if this is a new feature. Well, basically you can craft a regular pot like this, but if you want some cool caveman scribes on the side, you can simply switch out any or all of the bricks for a pottery shard like this. Then when you place the pot, instead of being lame and boring, you will have a very cool and unboring pot. The shard will only be on all 4 sides if you craft it like this though, allowing you to use all 4 shards if you're built like that to create a pot with a different image on each side. Now you're probably wondering what these pots are used for, and I'm gonna be real, I have no idea. Something I do know about though is the sniffer. Minecraft Live 2022's mob vote winner. The sniffer can be hatched from an egg which is found in suspicious sand, but it's not yet in the game, so I can't show you. But what I can show you is the crazy amount of animations this thing has. Like it can sniff, it can also sniff. Oh yeah, and it can sit down and dig for seeds, so that's pretty cool. The sniffer also feels happy according to the wiki. I wouldn't put it. These things can do a lot of things. That's a sentence said by somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. The sniffer is a passive mob, and all it does right now is sniff and dig for ancient seeds out of the ground. And you are also able to ride a sniffer like this. Okay, that's not real, I baited you. This is actually a new feature though, it's the slide ride command. It allows you to ride any mob, which is pretty cool. One of the seeds the sniffer can find is torchflower seeds, which are also used to breed sniffers to create a sniffer. That's what they're called. Torchflower seeds grow into a torchflower, which are just decorative as far as I can tell, and they're probably one of the coolest looking flowers in the game so far, but they're not even close to the coolest update in this video. There's another new mob coming to Minecraft 1.20, and no, it's not the portal shark. I don't know why it would be. It's actually the camel, a brand new mob based on the real life camel. The camel is a passive mob which can be found in desert villages, only the villages, not the whole desert. Camels can be ridden with a saddle, but the most interesting part of this is that 2 players can actually ride a camel at the same time. The camel is also tall enough to protect you from all the hostile mobs in your world, is what the wiki says as I die on my camel. To be fair, I was standing still. It actually does a pretty good job of blocking damage. Camels can actually sit, which is kind of crazy, but they are also cactuses, which is kind of interesting. Like, why does it have this curve when you use hold it like it? Camels have a built-in chest that works just like a chest does on a horse, and it also has a built-in dash ability, which is kind of crazy. This got me feeling like I'm playing Fortnite. With all this information, camels seem pretty OP. You know what else is OP? Netherite armor. Netherite is getting a huge change in 1.1. Now, instead of just putting diamond armor or tools and a netherite ingot in a sniffing table, you have to get one of these netherite upgrade sniffing templates to go with it. You can find these netherite upgrades inside of bastion remnants, and they can be duplicated using this crafting recipe. A lot of people have said this, but I think this feature is very bad for servers, as it basically allows people to gatekeep netherite. There is one good change coming for servers in 1.20 though, which is the new armor trends. These templates can be found in a variety of different structures, and they can be combined with one of these 10 materials and a piece of armor to make some sick designs like this. There are way too many unique armor combinations can also duplicate these templates with the same recipe as before, except the netherrack is switched out for the material on the template. Honestly, I think customization features like this are really good, and I hope there's more of these in the future. But even with how good this still isn't the best update in the video. We've talked about a new type being added already, but there's actually another one coming as well. It is now possible to craft a block of bamboo like this, and you can actually turn this thing into 2 pieces of bamboo planks like this. Here are all the things you can make using bamboo wood. It's pretty much the same stuff you can make with cherry wood, except there's this one block that...
Huh? Is it time for lunch? Okay. Let me